I think that we could see $70,000 in January if we break above $53,000 within the next like 4 or 5 days or so.
Hey everyone, welcome again. It is time for Monday with the Moon. Carl is back on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe down to his channel down below. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin and has it just broke bullish? We're going to take a look at that here in just a few seconds. Carl, of course, we start with the proverbial, how are you doing question.
I'm doing incredibly well. I think that the markets have turned to the bullish side ever since we spoke last time. I know that I have been bearish on your channel for the past few weeks, and I know that you hate it when I come on and I'm bearish. But today, I think we can change that narrative finally after a few weeks of bearishness.
Yeah, love it. Let's check it out. Let's see what we're looking at for Bitcoin. I know I'm in a long trade right now, and it's doing pretty well. So I want to know if that's going to continue.
I can be fully transparent and tell you that I'm also in a long trade right now. Actually, in 3 of them, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, so essentially, ever since we were up here, I have been leaning, or actually ever since we broke this point here, I have been bearish. As you all know, we've been doing these collabs for like many weeks now, and we've been bearish. And so far that has played out very well, right? And what I said, I think last week, is that if we break above this resistance, then that is a point where I'm going to go bullish, where I think we definitely should pay attention to the bulls, where we are at least very likely to come up towards the $53,000 level. Ever since this breakup now, we have seen a 6%, almost 7% pump. And this is the trade that I took, probably the one that you took as well, right? And big shout out to all of you guys who actually did take a long trade here. I think we still have to pay close attention to the 53K level because it is big resistance from back there, from back there. So we know that this is a huge, huge resistance to watch, not only from the horizontal resistance, but also if you pull out the daily EMA ribbon, then we can also see that we're getting a bunch of resistance on the top right now, just like we saw right there. And if you zoom out, you can see that this ribbon acts as support and resistance very often. So yeah, basically we're bullish right now, but for the daily time frame to really get a big bounce back, 53K is the level to watch. And if we go back out to the weekly time frame, nothing has changed there. We're still very bullish here. Bounced there, getting a beautiful bounce right now. Obviously, 53K is still very important, but I mean, we're clearly in a bull market on the weekly time frame. Higher lows, higher highs. So, guys, definitely bullish for Bitcoin right now, in my opinion. And that's why I am in my long positions. Yeah, I let my audience know always when I open up a new long position. And this was opened up a few days ago when we broke out of this resistance here. And I will let people know if I close them, but right now I still have them open.
Yeah, what do you think if we were to break 53? Let's say we were to break 53 this week. What would your feeling be on where it would be heading to and how quickly?
Yeah, I can give you a very good idea of that, because let's just pay attention to the fact that we saw a dip here, we saw a dip there, and a dip there. And when we, like, both of these two pumps here could be indicative of approximately what we could do after pumping above 53K. That's what I think, at least. So from this point up to that point, in 50 days approximately, 75% pump. From this lowest point to this point, 50 days, 70% pump. So let's just play with the idea that we might see a 70% pump in 50 days. Then 50 days would put us, let's see, here in the end of January. And if we were to pump approximately 70%, then at least above $70,000. So actually, I think that we could see $70,000 in January if we break above $53,000 within the next like 4 or 5 days or so.
Yeah. Well, our buddy Chris over on MM Crypto is saying it would be very bullish if Bitcoin got above 60K for the monthly close. Do you think there's any way that can happen?
Yeah, of course it can happen. I mean, just look at these candles here. Bitcoin pumped 16% in 2 days. So if Bitcoin were to pump 16% in 2 days, then
Yeah, we get it right
that
there.
would be, that's above 60,000. So for sure it can happen. So if we break 53K, I'm pretty sure we're going to probably see a big green candle. That usually happens when we break big key psychological and structural resistance and support.
It does. Now, looking at the daily chart there that you have, I gotta say, like, there does seem to be some similarities here between kind of that first run up during the crash. So during the May crash, we had the gigantic drop down low, and then right after that, we had it stayed down for a while, but then it started. You guys see on that descending channel you got there, we went above it. And then we broke down below it again. Are you seeing any similarities with where we're at right now compared to where we were then? Should people be concerned that we could possibly get a huge dump like we had then?
That's an interesting question. I actually talked about this on my channel before, a couple of days ago, because this could be what we're seeing now. Like that's the question, right? Yeah. And then, I mean, back then we saw this. Yeah, this is a possibility. I think we're probably going to test 53K before we see that happen. But then again, that's what people thought here.
Yeah.
Let me see because everyone was watching this level because of resistance there. We came close, but we actually didn't touch it. So I guess you could have a point there that
Carl, I don't want to have a point. I don't want to have a point there.
Okay.
I want you to say no.
You know what? I mean, we have to be objective and neutral, and I think that
dang it, Carl.
There is.
Sorry.
I don't know what to say really. I think that we're bullish, but yeah, I mean, as long as we're below 53K, that scenario can absolutely play out.
Yeah.
But I am still in my long positions, and if you want to, I mean, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. If I'm bullish, I have a long. If I'm bearish, I will close my longs. Right now, they're still open. So based on what I'm doing myself, it seems like I believe in this scenario more than I believe in.
Wow, you lean more bullish than bearish. That's what we like to hear. Well, Carl, thank you so much for coming on the channel today. I think this has been very insightful for people to realize. I mean, we both have long positions open right now. We both feel like Bitcoin is going up. There is a scenario where it could go down. But anything you want to leave us with today, Carl?
I think crypto is going to be very bullish next year. No matter what happens in the next 1 or 2 months, I believe next year will ultimately be a very bullish year where Bitcoin goes above $100,000. So don't stare too much on the shorter time frames. Realize that Bitcoin is a long-term game, and no matter what price you're buying at, you will be profitable over the next 4 years. I would just say dollar cost average into Bitcoin at all times.
Yeah, we both agree there. For 4 years, and you will make it in crypto. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Let us know where you think Bitcoin is heading to down below in the comments. That's all I got. Be blessed. Way out.